we're going to talk about the parallel axis theorem. So the parallel axis theorem expresses the moment of inertia about an axis which you might not know. So when you know the shape and it's through a different axis, it's really just a simple formula. So the parallel axis is I, the moment of inertia, through any part of an object is equal to the moment of inertia of that object times the center of mass plus the mass times the distance to that point, and that's it. Okay? So you have an example in your notes, and it's on the last packet of the notes. So on the last page of the notes, here's the parallel axis theorem. So here's the equation. So let's look at the example here. It says a uniform thin rod shown above, it's below, has a mass m and length L. The moment of inertia about an axis through its center, which is on the equation sheet and perpendicular to rod. So we know that the moment of inertia through the center here, we know that I is 1/12 ml squared. So now it says what's the moment of inertia of the rod about an axis perpendicular rod and passing through point P here, which is halfway between the center and the rod. So all you do is you take the equation. So the moment of inertia is equal to the moment of inertia through the center of mass, which I know is 1/12 ml squared, plus the mass, which is just m, times the distance from this point where I want the moment of inertia, okay, to the axis of rotation that I know. So the whole rod is L. This is L over 4. This is half. So this is L over 4 times L over 4 squared, which is right here. So all you do is then you add it up. So it's like fractions. So you have to find a common denominator. I would multiply all that through. So I would get like 1/12 ml squared, it's already on here, plus ml squared over 16, and then 12 and 16 get a common denominator, and do your fractions and add it up, and that's it. So this would be the moment of inertia for this rod through now this point P. So this is a common multiple choice question that they'll have on the AP Physics C exam, but you have to know the formula, and the formula is pretty simple. So what you need to do is you need to put this in your calculator or just remember it, and they might give you one like for a sphere, and they might say, let's say it's through here, and you might want it at the end or something like that. But this is probably some of the easiest questions that they'll have as far as multiple choice is concerned. So that was the last thing, was the parallel axis theorem. So make sure that you know that equation for the test. And that's it. And don't forget it's in your notes.